The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. We're going to have Norm, we call it to the minute, Winsky, will be on the air at the break, and we'll start out with the German DAX like we usually do. As you can see, this market hit the spot on 78% retracement, or the Gartley pattern, and we've sold off since that time. How much? Who knows where it's going to go from here, but the pattern was complete, pretty much spot on. But there's one other chart that we really need to talk about. In fact, there's two or three of them, but the one that I think is really important is the fact that what is happening here with the euro versus the gold. As you can see, gold has made a divergence here about 2 weeks ago when the euro continued to go down and gold started to rally from that 1285 level. We hit 1307 today. We made three higher highs these last few days by a half a dollar each time. Not much of a breakout, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, take a look at this, folks, because this is very unusual. I don't know what the actual meaning it is, but this has a correlation that goes back a long time. So it's very interesting to see how that actually, work this out. It could be really interesting to, pay close attention to that one. There's one other one, boys and girls, that looks real interesting. If you like charts and you like patterns, this is the leader of the pack. This is the one from the IWM, the Russell 2000. This is the hourly chart going back over since the last several months. As you can see, we hit the exact 1.27 there the other day, actually yesterday, a couple days ago. And as you can see here, we completed the perfect ABCD, absolutely spot on at that 163.80 level. And that is really a perfect pattern. It might not work, but that's Mother God and Country, boys and girls. You can't ask for anything better than that one. That's what we'll be looking at. What's going on here with some of these things. So we'll watch this, but it could easily break out to the upside, which a lot of times these things do. But we want to take a look at it anyway. Now I wanted to bring a couple of things to your attention. One is here, we were talking about bull traps the other day with the transportation, and we have another one possibly here in the soybeans. This is November soybeans. Yesterday, as you can see, we went up and made a new high by half a penny, and then we immediately dropped about 20 cents. Now, whether that's going to continue down or not, we'll have to wait and see, but we really want to keep an eye on it very, very closely, because the July contract has certainly shown that 135 pattern that we talked about yesterday up at that. We'll just put it up here so you can see it again. And the market is a little bit lower, of course, but not much. You'll be able to bring it up here and take a quick look at it. So that's what we're looking. So all of these grains look like they could be in topping action. Whether it has anything to do, that's exactly what it is, Marshall. It is a shooting star. What all these markets are doing is whether they're reacting to the strength in the U.S. dollar remains to be seen. That we don't know for sure. So we'll watch that one, no matter what we have to look at. But that's one that's really, really interesting. Now, remember when I wanted to bring this to your attention too, because this was something we talked about from Gartley's book, and I'm going to bring up the chart so you'll be able to see it. But look at the left-hand side over here, off figure 21, when they're talking about false breakouts or bear traps and bull traps. You see how the market breaks down and immediately snaps back? That could mean that the decline is false. It's got to get back above those highs, but that's the first sign. We almost did that in the Dow Jones Transportations yesterday. Hopefully I have the chart here. I have the old chart. Let me get this one up here. But what we did is, of course, with the big move yesterday, the transports went right back to that 108 level one more time, which is the 61% retracement. So today will be the real key time to keep an eye on it, because those are the ones that will really be interesting to take a look at. So those are the main things that we see today. But there's a whole lot of things that are there. But that relationship between the euro and the gold has really broken down. And I don't know. We're going to find out, but we'll see. What's going to happen. As we go through some of these things. We have some topping patterns and some other things. We'll take a look here at the wheat. This is the Christmas wheat. As you can see here in the wheat, we went right up and completed the numbers up there at the 578 levels. We're trading around 570 and 571 this morning. So we'll see if that's going to mean anything. The corn is sold off about a nickel from the high. So there's a possibility that that's what we have. Of course, we have these astral cycles that are going to be coming in. Norm will be talking about that. But we have the full moon coming up in a few days. So we'll let me see. With last one's on the 15th. So that'll be probably the 31st. 30th or 31st should be the full moon. So we'll see if anything happens during that time, but we need to pay, pretty close attention to it because it does have some real serious things, to look at. Yesterday, folks, I'm going to post this gold chart because it was real interesting. Last night, we had one of the tightest ranges I've ever seen. After we hit that high yesterday at 1306, the market got down to 1301. And it stayed there. That was only down $5, and it stayed there for hours and hours. And then, of course, it went up and made new highs. So this gold could be breaking out. If we close above 1320, I would think that it's on its way, and we'll see, what happens to it. But that divergence that we're seeing between the euro and the gold is very, very troubling to me because it's been around for a long time. And if it starts to fail, that really means something. Remember what's happened to the euro, folks, that we talked about this. We have broken down. We've made new lows today, of course. We got down to 116.50, I believe, but we've broken below the 78% level, decisively. So we want to watch that one because with these wide-ranging bars down here, that tells us that the market is very, very, the 29th. Thank you very much for bringing it in. That'll be in just 3 days. So we've got a holiday on Monday. So when we come in on, it's on the holiday on the 28th. So that'll be affected over the weekend. So we'll watch that closely. Thanks, Mr. Z. I appreciate you posting that. I'm trying to juggle too many hats this morning, trying to get all this stuff out because there's been a lot of things happening, of course, overnight with some of these things, and we need to pay, pretty close attention to it. And we'll be watching it, of course. But we've got, the stocks went up yesterday, as I showed you with the IWM, and that's what did. Now the euro has broken down. We're making new lows now at 116.60, and we're going to see what happens, with it. The pound is also down on the day. Doesn't look like that 1.618 expansion is going to hold at the 113 level, and so we'll watch it. And the yen, of course, is moving, in tandem with all the others. So that's the main thing. The one that's really surprising to me is the fact that we've had the bonds so strong. But we'll get back to that. 877-927-6648.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profile So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, folks, I got some information here on this crude oil. As you can see here, one of the things we focused on in the newsletter this past week was the possibility of this market making that big top up here, as you can see with the tree drive pattern. We've dropped 5% this week, folks. That's pretty, it's a pretty big drop of $5 a barrel. So that's it's breaking through all fib points. So it looks, and with these wide-ranging bars, it appears that the oil certainly wants to find lower prices in this area. Remember, markets that go up can also see markets that come down. So pay close attention to that as you're looking at these things, because what goes up must come down and vice versa. At least that was number 2 law by Dr. Sir Isaac Newton. Anyway, we'll watch this as we see. The question about the gold, folks, I am just concerned about what's happening with that euro and the fact that silver is not acting very nicely at all. In fact, the way gold goes above 1305 is not very impressive. I mean, there's not a whole lot, and there was not a lot of increase in open interest on that move yesterday. So I'm not sure, and I'm very bullish gold long term, but I'm a person that sold out at 12.95, and so I'm watching it as it runs by the as it runs by the train. But the one to really watch today that has the symmetry that you really like to see is that IWM, folks. That has just everything that you could possibly ask for. You double ABCD patterns, and it's, you're looking at an hourly chart, goes back several months. It hits the numbers exactly. I mean, those are the kind that you really like to see happen when they do occur. Of course, they don't always occur that way, but when they do, it's nice to take a look at it. So watch that closely. The soybeans are sold off about 15 cents from the high, but whether they're going to continue down or not, we'll have to wait and see. The news is still relatively friendly, but the market didn't react very well to all those numbers that were up there. So it's pretty interesting to watch that one unfold as we see it happening also. I wanted to bring to your attention the let me do this relationship between the gold and the silver, just so you can see, that the silver is lagging quite a bit. We did go back and match those highs up here from May in silver, but we really haven't done very much since that. I think we took them out by a penny or two. Really didn't do very much either. So we'll see, how that all ships out. The stocks are the ones that are interesting because here we have the day before a holiday, which is a day that has about a 70% chance of closing higher. The day before a holiday, and the holiday, of course, is Memorial Day on Monday. So if it doesn't do that, that is a negative sign. So we need to pay pretty close attention to that. We had a question about the Japanese yen and what we were looking for. As you remember, in those of you that get the newsletter, you'll notice that we were looking for a top to come in here around this 111 area in the Japanese yen, and since that top happened, it literally collapsed. Now, we had 2 equal rallies there from September through November, a 2-month rally. We had a 2-month rally March into May. They were exactly equal. You can see by those diagrams, the triangles that are there. It shows from low to high and low to high. It shows the relationship coming in on the Japanese yen at 61.8% at the 111 area, and we're going substantially below that now. So it's really working the way it should. So how far down it's going to go is anybody's guess, but the fact that it started with such gusto makes you think that it probably has a chance, to go a great deal more to the downside. So those are some of the things that we're watching as we look at these things. But there's a lot of things happening, and I think it's part of the fact that we've got so many astro things going on. That's my guess, but and believe me, that is a guess. Okay, we had a question about the Bitcoin. Let's get it up here, take a look at it, because any more weakness here, folks, and we're heading for $4,000 a share. We got down to 75 and change. That was a 78% level. If we break that, that's it. It's heading down to 4,000 because that's the really big ABCD pattern. I don't know where else it could go, because that's what it looks like. I don't know what's going to happen to it, but it started at 6 cents a share or something. It went to almost 20,000, and now it's 7,500. So it could easily go back to 4,000 and still be, in a bull market. So we just have to, wait and see what is going to happen to it, and we'll go from that level. All righty, we had one other question that I wanted to cover, and then we'll move on. Oh, that was about the NASDAQ. I want to get this up here because this pattern is still intact. We did not break above. We got up to, we didn't quite take the old high out at 710. We got to 701, and then we reversed from that level. And so that is still in effect. Remember, that's 100 stocks, but there's only 20 of those stocks that really count, because those are the real high cap stocks. That's the Google, the Facebook. Well, not Facebook's not big one. Google, Apple, boy, oh boy, Amazon. Those are the ones that are, they control that. So about 20 of those stocks make that index move. Steve Rhodes covered that in his webinar this past week on Wednesday, which was really, really great, talking about capital flows and foreign exchange and stuff. And so it's really interesting to see how all this, lines up. Now, I wanted to talk just a tiny bit here. I've only got a few more minutes, but I want to talk a little bit about the corn market. This is what we did yesterday. We went up and we completed that 3-drive pattern up there at the 1.27 expansion. That was an ABCD pattern. However, if we get corn to sell off about 30 cents over the next few weeks down to about the 536 level, boy, I would really get the old buying shoes on, because this has a really good opportunity to be a really strong bull market. In fact, all of these grains do. I just think that we're possibly looking at a minor top in all these. Maybe it's a major top. We'll know how they react after that spot, but that's what we want to keep an eye on as we look at some of these things going through here. So that's the main thing that we're watching right now. Let's see, the stocks are off a little bit. The euro is still making new lows down here at the 116.58 level. So we'll take a look at it and see what we got. Correction, folks. That chart was D-sweet and not D-corn. Oh boy, the perils of Pauline in the middle of the night. Hold on, I've got the corn chart. Question is if I can find it. I think I can. Is that right? It is. Yes, it is. I showed D-score, and I wrote it as D-score. Boy, oh boy. Oh, judge's ruling on that one. That's my mistake, folks. Okay, a late night oil. I got to keep using that as an excuse because that's the only thing I got to use as an excuse. But we're having some wild stuff. We're going to have Norm Winsky on to bail me out here today, and he'll give us some good information. And we've got this holiday coming up, which will be exciting. So we'll keep an eye on all of this to see what's going on. And I think we're almost ready for the break, and we'll have to ask anybody if they want to call in. It's 877-927-6648, and we'll be able to help them if we possibly can. Of course, the euro's still making new lows, and gold is sold off about $3 from its high. Not very much, but we'll take a look at it. 877-927-6648. Stay tuned for Norm, Call It by the Minute Winsky.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we have Norm Winsky on the line. Norm, the microphone is yours, my friend. Take off.
Thank you, Larry. Good morning, everybody. Okay, I'm going to just do a quick review of when I was last on Monday, May 14th. Just ahead of the early next morning, we were going to have the new moon and in Taurus, and you round up our usual suspects for the new moon, which is grains, precious metals, and financials. And then because it landed in Taurus, we will be looking at it, also talking about cattle and cotton. So Taurus, believe it or not, Taurus the bull is cattle. Also in the sign of Taurus, we had Uranus entering Taurus for the first time in this pattern for 84 years. So that was we had a very strong Taurus pattern there for the. So anyway, we'll be getting to the cows here in a minute. Here's your S&P 500. If you just mentally connect the tops of these bars here, you'll see that the S&P was on that Monday, was near the top of its channel. And I said I thought we were topping out. And we topped out that day on Monday, and then we had a nice sharp drop into the next morning when we had the full, new moon. And in that 1 day period, we made the high of the month and the low of that week. So you had, I think it was about a $40 swing there, 40 handle swing there in the S&P. So that was pretty good. Moving on ahead here, here's your T-bonds. We just 1 day off the top there on the T-bonds, the green arrow. We had kind of missed on the next day because after that it would continue lower for several more days on the T-bonds. So we're kind of 50-50 there on the bonds. The dollar, we did a little bit better. We had a nice low there right on the 14th, smack on the day, the 14th there. And then we had a sharp rally, and then we had a little bit of a 1 day high there on, I think, the 15th, maybe. 14, 15, I think that's the 16th right there. Yeah, there it is. It's in that data box there, the 16th. There was a little 1 day top there and a 1 day pullback after that. Moving on ahead, here's your the cows, and there we go. So let's see, we're looking for some. I complained that look at this cattle chart. It's the cows are snoozing, they're dozing, and they're gonna have to. If we're gonna get anything out of these cows, they're going to have a big move here today. And that's what happened later that day. Boom, they dropped about three big handles. And over the next couple of days, I think they dropped another handle or so. And I had mixed results. I had two overlapping windows there. The earlier one, it continued lower, but we did bottom out on my latter window there. And we made our final low on the 17th, and that was the low of the month. That's right. Here's your cotton. That worked out pretty well. Bang, smack on, right on the 15th there, and then so we were still scraping bottom, so there was no conflict there with a higher, like the cattle would. So we had you actually had two signals there. I should have marked that, but we had two signals there that worked out well for the cotton. Here's your corn. Larry was just talking about corn. And there you go, right on the 14th. Why would you ever want to look at a new moon or full moon? Well, there you go. The new moon gave you the low, I think the low of the month there for the corn, So there you go, friends, Romans, countrymen, give me your ears, right? There's your corn. And here's...
Okay. We surrender.
Little who's your corn there, Larry,
Okay.
All right, so here's your beans. Now, the beans did something interesting here. We can learn something from beans. Beans did not follow the regular pattern. They looked like they were going to. They were coming down, 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 and they did what I call an inversion move. In other words, they looked like they were going to make a low on the new moon like the corn did, but they were like a rebellious child and said, no, I'm not going to make a low on the new moon. And all of a sudden, right ahead of the new moon, they popped up and made a high. Now, when that happens, that's okay for a short-term play there. You can go short there. You're at the top of that channel, but it's probably going to fail later, and that's what happened. We came back down, and then we went back up, and it took out that top there. So that's what happened. So, but you can still make some nice money there. Here's your wheat was perfection. That was kind of like your Russell index there, where everything the ducks all lined up for wheat. It was going down, 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 and we made our low right on the 15th. The new moon was on like 7 or 8 in the morning on the 15th, and there's your low. It went straight down and then turned around and went straight up. What could be better? Here's your gold there. Gold is kind of, as you mentioned, kind of languishing here. It's kind of hard to tell. I would advise wait for the full moon coming up here the morning of Tuesday, the 29th. And I think it's at about 10 o'clock in the morning will be your full moon. And so see how the gold and all these markets react. Keep all these markets in mind, by the way, for the full moon that's coming up on Tuesday, which I'll be talking about in a minute. And then we're moving ahead here now. Here's your looking ahead, and then the other window I had at the end of that week, I had some big stuff happening over that end of that weekend. We had some real super positive cycles hitting the U.S., and I guess the news didn't come out, though, till over the weekend when we had, I think, two positive things happen. We had Secretary of the Treasury Mnuchin go on Sunday News Air and say that the trade negotiations, tariff and so forth, those things were going well, and that the trade war was on hold. And we also had, and some information came out that sort of undermined the Mueller investigation, and so made the president look good. He got some relief from all that. So anyway, and then we gapped up on Monday, you might remember, and then there we go, and we went a little bit higher the next day. Monday was the 21st, and then we topped out on the opening of the 22nd, and that was that. We chipped this high out over here for the new moon high by 14 cents before we rolled over. I had that 27.42 is a strong resistance level. Here's your T-bonds here. We went down and made, as I mentioned, we're looking for U.S. cycles, so that would be your U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and U.S. dollar. And there we go, the 18th right there on that Friday. That turned out to be the low of the month. Here's your U.S. dollar for the 21st, which was Monday. That made a nice little, about a one-day top there, a little one-day top there. And now here we go. Here's what everybody's been waiting for. You think we have time to do this, or are we getting close to the break, Larry?
We have a minute, so we got time. You got to come back after the break.
Anyway, if not, we'll finish up afterwards. So here's the magic times. I was on came on Larry's show for the Magic Cameo Walk-On, and I gave the magic times for the day for Thursday the 24th, intraday times. And here they are: 10:20, 1:18 p.m., 1:51 p.m., 2:03 p.m., 3:03 p.m., and 3:11. Here I've marked these with these green tracking bars. I normally would put the box on here, but over here in the afternoon we had so many of these. The boxes were overlapping, so I had to do it this way. Here, the 10 for the first time of the day, 10:20. That was not effective. You probably would have stopped out on that. So that's a loser. That's a miss. Here we go. We got a little dip here right on our time to the minute, and right on the one was at 1:18, right there. And that was that. You could have made some small money on that little pullback, and then a subsequent rally. Then it pulled back. It was off a couple minutes here. I was about 2 minutes early, but you can see the price difference was very small. So maybe it would have gone a couple of ticks against you, 2-3 ticks against your maximum. Then it popped right back up, and it looks like it's music time. So we'll
take a little break. We'll be right back with Norm Winski, Astro Trends.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Think or Swim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, brought to you by Nadex. Next on TFNN.
We're back, folks. We're talking with Norm Winsky of AstroTrend. Go ahead, Norm. Continue on, please.
Yes, sir. So we were going over the intraday times here. I think I was about to point out 203. I think that is over here. And you were right at a nice bottoming area there. I don't think you passed that little spike there, so I don't think you had any heat on that at all. And so then it rallied about 4 handles. That was probably one of the better trades of the day. Then we came back down, and we made another low right there, and 303. And that was nice in the bottoming area, too. And then it popped up for, you could have caught into our 311 time, and that was probably good for about 3 handles there. So I would guess that it wasn't too hard to maybe make $400 trading onesies, for the day, So it's better than working at Walmart, Alrighty, moving on ahead here now. Looking at page 6, we're looking ahead here now at the future. And by the way, if anybody wants to discuss this, please call me. You can go look at it yourself and see if those times match up the way I have them there. I'd be interested in your feedback. All right, so we had Jupiter making a 120-degree angle to Neptune. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Neptune is oil. That means there's probably more oil. And guess what? This week, oil is pulled back, as you mentioned, Larry, and it's just breaking its up channel there. So from a purely technical point of view, that's bearish. But we have to be careful because we're right on top of this now. This is May 24th after the close. That's today. So we could be, this could be a fake out here on the downside. We could possibly be making a low. Watch in the next day or two if this thing maybe turns around and starts going back up again, So that's what we want to watch. Some other markets we want to watch are going to watch. Take a look at cocoa, hogs, oil. I mentioned oil, stocks, and T-bonds. And we'll be looking at cocoa, coffee, hogs, and so forth on that. The Jupiter to Pluto. And then we have the full moon, of course, Tuesday morning. And we'll round up our usual suspects. And we'll be looking at your stocks, metals, precious metals, and of course the grains, So there we go. Here's your crude oil chart I just showed you, and it's breaking the up channel. But I'd be a little hesitant to go short here because I think it could possibility we could make a low. You'll know probably by Tuesday. If it doesn't turn around on the full moon by Tuesday, then maybe it's headed lower. But I think there's a chance it could fake you out here. Here's your cocoa coming down, down, down. This looks like a pretty good setup for a possible low. I'd like to see the cocoa maybe have a down day today and to just kind of, firm this, have a nicer looking bottom. Maybe come down 25 points, 50 points, something like that, and go back and retest this bottom of this channel today, or maybe, we haven't touched the bottom of the channel for a couple days now, Here's the hogs. Hogs are in the middle there. We like to see the hogs maybe go down and get to the trough. They're too far from the trough right now. They're in the middle of the range, So
Norm, could you spend some time on Treasury bonds? We have 2 requests for Treasury bonds.
Okay, I think they're coming up here. Here's your coffee, and that's making a kind of a triangle pattern there, and there you go. So let's see. We can go back. We'll have to go back now to look at the T-bonds. Let's see. I already had the chart there. There's your T-bond chart there, and yes, the bonds are kind of breaking out of their down channel here, but a lot of these things are kind of jumping the start here in that jumping the gun. In that we got a full moon Tuesday morning, so I would be hesitant to get some of these things that look like they're breaking out might be fake outs, because they might turn around on the full moon Tuesday, so I'd be careful about that, unless they, nice clean patterns where they're just going down to the channel line and stopping, Anyway, so there we go. So did I cover that okay?
Yes, that was good. Thank you.
All right, there we go. All right, there we go. What's the coffee? And now it's time to talk about how you can get some free stuff. It looks like we might have a minute or two. Anybody want to ask any questions or anything? I'd be happy to entertain that.
Okay, we have a question on the full moon that's coming up. Does this have any extra things to it, like like a super full moon or perigee or apogee or anything like that?
Not just a good old ordinary full moon. It's going to be in the sign of Sagittarius, which I associate with the oats, and nobody cares about oats, so I wasn't going to waste anybody's time talking about oats.
Okay.
Right? So anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Might be. Is that when the Sagittarius, is half man, half horse? And are they going to run the Belmont on the full moon?
No, that's on the 9th. That's on the 9th.
That's on the 9th. Okay.
And by the way, since we're talking about that, which is the horse that you like? Are you going to tell us that, or when we get closer to it?
Maybe I remember on the just ahead of the Derby there. I sang
yes, I remember. You sure did.
Good Magic, and Good Magic didn't win, came in second, but paid more than the winner.
He sure did.
All right. Anyway, so now for the free stuff, you can contact me and get a free class. I get a individualized, personalized class, and you get the free letter, and I teach you how I do all this stuff, and I think it will improve your market timing. And most people that follow through on this end up improving their trading and make more money. So just contact Norm here. I got about 50 years of studying the markets. I'm a former Chicago floor trader. I was on the CBOE and the Board of Trade. Did that stint for about 12 years. And so I got a little bit of experience. So I can help you with the Astro, I do fractals, I do advanced Fibonacci timing. And guess what? You don't have to be smarter than the fifth grader to do any of this. I can show you where I boil it down to where it's very, very simple. So here you go. I'm in sunny Florida. Here's my phone number, 239-594-3939. There's my email, nwinsky@embark with a Q, BARQMAIL.com. And here's my Skype, norm.winsky. So looking forward to helping some of your folks. I'm almost booked now for June. So call me right away so you can get in line. Maybe we'll get you in for June. If not, we'll get you in line for the July classes. So looking forward to helping some of your folks, Larry. Any questions, comments, whatever?
No, that's pretty good, Norman. I really appreciate it. And we really appreciate you coming on and giving us those spot times. I mean, they're pretty sensitive, but, they do have some pretty good applicability for short-term traders. But it's not easy to come out and, put your name on the line and say, I think the market's going to turn here for a trading turn. And you've done a great job there. We want to thank you for that. So keep up the good work for sure.
Okay. Well, thanks very much, Larry. Want to wish everybody a great Memorial Day weekend. Salute to our veterans and the folks who made it possible for us to be here. And
Amen to that.
Also, and Larry, and growing up in Indiana, Larry, we got to go.
Yeah, we had the Indianapolis 500. That's for sure. Norm,
there you go.
when I was in Indianapolis, we only lived about 20 miles from some speedway, and they would wake up the kids, and my wife actually called the speedway asking them to tone down the sound.
No.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't.
I
hey,
would
listen,
imagine.
Have a wonderful holiday, my friend, and thanks for coming and joining us. I really appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot, Larry. Have a great holiday. Thanks, bye.
Norm Winsky, Astro Trend.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and someone's asking a question about Globex, and Mr. Z's just told us it does open on Sunday night. Of course, you know, the rest of the world does not celebrate Memorial Day, but it does close at 1 p.m. on Monday, so most of the afternoon it will be closed. And then it opens again really early in the morning on Tuesday, I believe, when Europe opens up. So there'll be plenty of action for sure with the holiday coming in. And of course, remember that Tom O'Brien has mentioned to us last week that the holiday months are upon us. So Mondays and Fridays are going to be thinner days because they come in late and they go home early on Friday for the holidays. So make sure that you keep that in mind, because the volatility is going to increase during this time because there's going to be less traders trying to find out what to do, and that makes liquidity dry up just a little bit, making for wilder moves. So we'll probably see some, we're seeing wild stuff as it is, but probably even more than that, pretty soon, to keep an eye on it. So just watch it, because it's going to be interesting as we see some of these things unfold. We're pretty sure that the crude oil has topped. We're looking for at least another $3 a barrel down. We figured it would drop about 10%. That would take it down to about the 66 level. We're at 68 and change right now, so a little bit lower. Anything below that, then you're looking at something a whole lot more serious. We'll know more about the grains as we come in to next week, because we've got this full moon coming in on Monday, and that'll be a big thing happening too. So we'll watch that one very, very closely. So I want to wish everybody a wonderful holiday, and thanks for joining us here. And of course, our good friend Norm Winsky for coming in. And next week we should have Bill Meridian on as our guest, and we'll see how that works out. And also Rich Anderson, and maybe towards the following week we're going to have Sim Only on from Sylvia's Financial as one of our guests, since we're looking at so many of these grain markets possibly making a top in here. 877-927-6648.
The TFNN Memorial Day Tiger Dollar Special has just been announced. For 1 week only, we're doubling the bonuses that we normally give out with any Tiger Dollar purchase. Normally, when you purchase Tiger Dollars, you can receive a 10, 15, or 20% bonus with your purchase, but through Memorial Day only, we've doubled the bonuses to 20, 30, and even 40%. This is one of the best Tiger Dollar sales that we offer, and they only come around a couple times a year, so don't let it pass you by. Tiger Dollars can be used for any TFNN newsletter or service, and they never expire. So whether you're already a subscriber and want to add savings to your monthly or yearly subscription, or you're thinking about signing up for anything in the future, now is a great time to get your Tiger Dollars. For all the details on the Memorial Day Tiger Dollar Special, visit the front page of TFNN.com before this deal ends May 28th.